In the introduction of the book, Craig provides an overview of the book's purpose and contents. He argues that the question of the historical Adam is a crucial one for Christians to consider, and that it has important implications for theology, science, and apologetics. Chapter 1: The Biblical Data. Craig begins by examining the biblical evidence for the existence of a historical Adam. He argues that the New Testament authors, including Jesus himself, clearly believed in Adam as a historical figure, and that this belief is rooted in the Old Testament's narrative of creation and fall. Chapter 2: Theological Implications. Craig then turns to the theological implications of the question of the historical Adam. He argues that if Adam is not a historical figure, then the doctrine of original sin becomes difficult to sustain, and the entire biblical narrative loses its coherence and meaning. Chapter 3: Scientific Evidence. In this chapter, Craig examines the scientific evidence for the existence of a historical Adam. He acknowledges that the scientific consensus is currently against the idea of a literal Adam and Eve, but argues that there are still reasons to believe in their historicity, such as the genetic evidence of a first human couple and the philosophical problems with the multiverse theory. Chapter 4: Theistic Evolution. Craig then considers the possibility of reconciling the scientific evidence for evolution with the biblical account of Adam and Eve through theistic evolution. He argues that this view is problematic, as it requires the denial of a literal Adam and Eve, and undermines the doctrine of original sin. Chapter 5: Non-literal Interpretations. In this chapter, Craig explores various non-literal interpretations of the Adam and Eve story, such as the allegorical or mythical view. He argues that while these views may have some value, they ultimately fail to do justice to the biblical text and the theological implications of a historical Adam. Chapter 6: Creation and Evolution. Craig then turns to the broader question of the relationship between creation and evolution. He argues that the evidence for evolution is not conclusive, and that the idea of a designed universe is a more plausible explanation for the complexity and diversity of life. Chapter 7: Implications for Apologetics. In the final chapter, Craig discusses the apologetic implications of the question of the historical Adam. He argues that the existence of a historical Adam provides a powerful apologetic argument for the Christian faith, as it demonstrates the coherence and credibility of the biblical narrative. He also considers the objections that skeptics may raise, and offers responses to these objections. In the conclusion, Craig summarizes his argument and emphasizes the importance of the question of the historical Adam for Christian theology and apologetics. He encourages Christians to engage with this question seriously and to seek a deeper understanding of the biblical narrative of creation and fall.